Hey guys, it's Jordan and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, hey, what's up? I'm Jordan. So yeah, by the title you all already know what's going down in this video. I'm kind of sick, so excuse my voice. It's not stirred up at all, but I really don't feel like stirring it up, so okay, so let's just get right on into it. So yeah, basically this story time is about the time that I tried out to be a cheerleader for UCLA and I did not make the team. I didn't want to tell this story because it's kind of embarrassing, but honestly I'm just like, I feel like a lot of people should know like what the process is before they do it, and I just think it's like a funny, it's now I look back and I laugh at it. So before I came to UCLA, I used to do all-star cheer. I was pretty serious about it, and you know, not gonna front or anything, like I was good. I never did like school cheer before. I've never like cheered for like a football team or anything like that. I've always done all-star cheer, and all-star cheer is like you just do a routine at competitions basically. So but honestly, like it's so bad, but as all-star cheerleaders we kind of look down on cheerleaders that only do like sideline cheer. So I was like, okay, well I kind of got this in the bag. Like going into college I always knew that I wanted to cheer, and I was like, you know, UCLA has a cheer team, so not gonna lie, like when I was applying to schools, I was looking at their cheer teams, like I was pretty serious about it. But I stopped cheering all-star after 9th grade because cheer was literally life, and I kind of just had to make the decision that I kind of wanted to be a more well-rounded person than just doing cheer. And the gym that I was at, they were really serious about like, if you're gonna do cheer, then that's pretty much all you're gonna have time to do, and like that really wasn't working for me. Also the gym was far, like it was just a lot of stuff into play. I could have came to UCLA in 12th grade after I got accepted to come try out, but I'm from Washington DC and I'm not about to like just book a flight to come out here for cheer. Like I was in the middle of IB exams, like no, I was just like, oh, I'll just cheer after my first year, you know, get the first year to get acquainted. And I actually do recommend that. If you're far away from a school, like I wouldn't like come out here on a limb, because imagine if I did pay to come out here and I didn't make it, like that's pretty bad. But basically all of my first year I kind of kept this to myself too, that I wanted to try out, because if I did make it, like, you know, it's just the same thing like when you're about to take your driving test, don't go around telling the whole world, because girl, if you fail, what do you know, everyone's gonna be asking you how it was and stuff. So I just didn't really tell anyone. But basically all of my first year I was just, you know, thinking about it. I would watch the cheerleaders, like we would go to the games and I would really be watching them, like, you know, getting in my head like, what do I need to do to be on that team? The team also had like clinics throughout the year that you could go to, starting in I think like December they started. I started to go to those. I highly recommend going to the clinics. First it wasn't the clinics. I would go to open gym, and open gym for at UCLA is just like not even only for cheer, but it's for like gymnastics too. So I went there to kind of like refresh on my tumbling, because like I said, I stopped cheering in 10th grade, so I was a little rusty, but I got everything back. I got my standing tuck back, I got my, you know, running, tumbling, all that back, so that was fine. But it was so nice to like refresh that, right? And also at open gym there's stunting. So you can stunt with like the people, like the cheerleaders will come to open gym because they're also practicing on their current skills, and people who want to try out, or like people who have graduated that still just want to refresh their skills, will come to open gym just to, you know, practice. So you can literally walk up to someone like, hey, can I try this stunt with you, da da da. You know, I never did that. Okay, so it's flag number one. Like I'm never like jumping up and down to be a flyer. At UCLA has a co-ed cheerleading team, and it's like traditional co-ed, which means that all the girls are flyers. If you don't know what a flyer is, girl, I don't know if you should even try for cheer at the collegiate level, but a flyer is the person at the top. So this is the person holding the foot, the flyer is up here, standing up. Hurrah. Now, I am 5'9". Okay, like I'm tall, and so I'm not like, and I'm not like skinny and tall, like I'm like normal size and tall, so like I'm not the lightest person, okay? But so yeah, I'm not jumping up and down for someone to be picking me up. So like every time I opened gym, like there were girls who I knew wanted to try out next year, and they would be like practicing the stunts and stuff, but me, you know, I was really insecure about that, so I just avoided that. And I was just like, you know, maybe I'll be okay. And also like there was a black girl on the cheer team like the year that I was not cheering, like my first year, and I think she was like about my height, about my size. So I was like, you know, maybe like she can do it, maybe I can do it, you know, I'll just whatever. So that just continued like December all the way up until like January January, February, I would just go to open gym. It was like once a week. I think it was on like Tuesdays or Thursdays, I can't remember. And yeah, I would just practice, go to open gym, practice my tumbling. And even going to open gym, it actually helped me like meet some of the current cheerleaders, which you know, I still kind of say hi to or whatever, and they helped me too, like to see like what the tryout process is like and what like the judges are going to be looking for and all that. So highly recommend going to open gym before trying out. So after the open gyms, I saw that, oh, they're like, oh, clinics are coming out, and clinics, I think you have to pay to go to them. I can't really remember, this was like 2 years ago, but I think you pay like $35 or something like that. And basically you can go to the clinics, you're there with the current cheer and dance team, because they're all like within the Spirit Squad. So at UCLA there's the Spirit Squad, and that has cheer, dance, and yell crew. Cheer and dance, pretty self-explanatory. Yell crew are like those people with the signs and the mascots and all those people. So yeah, so basically you go to that, the clinic. And at my first clinic, I think there were 2 clinics before tryout. So at the first clinic, there were girls there, like high school, like 11th and 12th graders, and I was like, oh my gosh, 11th grade? Like, and they're like, yeah, like we really want to cheer for UCLA, we're really serious about this. I'm like, what? You haven't even applied to college yet. Whatever. So we're at the clinics, and like I said, I already kind of knew some of the before the clinics, there was bring a friend to practice day. This is when I got another wake-up call. There was bring a friend to practice day, and I knew one of the girls who was cheering because the Black community is this big at UCLA, and I think there was like one girl, well no, there was 2 girls, but the other girl, I did not know her, but the younger girl, one of my friends knew her and put me into contact with her. Shout out to you, girl. And I was like always asking her questions, like basically about, I started asking her about stunting. I was like, yeah, like I'm not really a flyer. You know, do you think that's gonna affect me trying out? She was like, oh no, don't worry, like our guys are really strong and just try it out. Like a lot of people don't get it, but after you practice coach stunting, it's actually pretty easy. And like in my head I'm like, they can't be that strong, but let's just see. So she brought me to practice, and literally I was so excited to go to that practice. I remember I had a midterm that day, and I literally left the midterm early to go to that practice. Ended up failing that midterm. Honestly, had nothing to do with that practice. That class was just not good. Somehow I ended up with an A+ in the class, but that midterm was not good. But I got to the practice, and I got to meet the coach. I got to meet the other cheer people, and like, you know, we did some practice stuff. So and I think that was the first time I tried to do a chair. Now, a chair is a stunt where like the guy throws you up. I'm gonna try to insert a clip here. The guy throws you up and like catches you, holds your butt right here and holds your leg, and you're just up there. And that's like before you even get to like here. So that's like basic stunting. And I could not get that freaking chair. Like I could not get the chair. I was just getting frustrated, and I just didn't want to do it. Like I was just like, ugh. I was like, oh, this isn't gonna work. Like I don't want to do it. And I told my mom that, and she was like, you know, just try. Because the thing is, stunting has honestly never been my strong suit. Like even when I did all-star cheer, people were like, oh, were you a flyer? Were you this? Like I used to fly, not gonna lie, I did used to fly, but I was like a low-key flyer, and then I used to base, but I was like a low-key base. Like I just wasn't good at stunting, so usually I was that random person tumbling in the front of the routine or a front spot. I was a front spot, okay? And everyone knows front spotters, they're probably just the people who are awkward and you just put them somewhere because they just don't do well with stunting. Like that was me. I was fine with that. And I was like, you know, maybe I'll wow them in trials and they'll see that I truly am a front spot. Like I truly am a front spotter. Like I cannot do this flying stuff. I think I got it like one time. I got one chair, and you know, I was really happy. The coaches were very nice. There's one coach. He was very nice and he was very supportive, and also the like other cheerleaders, like they were really nice too, all of them. At first, no, I'm just kidding. They were all nice, like across the board, they were nice. But like I said, I'm like 5'9", and most of the girls were pretty tiny. So the guys there, they weren't that strong. I think there were maybe like 3 guys who were taller than me. No, there were 2 guys who were taller than me, but like 3 possible guys who could lift me. And when I say could lift, like it was probably possible, but not like likely. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like, oh, every time I can pick, you know. And not to say that I'm blaming them at all, because no, a person my size should not be lifted. I just think in life, like I just am not the type to be lifted. I don't want to be lifted, you know, but you know, this is society's norms that the girls need to be lifted, so here we are. Bring your friend to practice over, and I think the next week was like the clinic. So we go to the clinic, highly recommend the clinic. The clinic is where you learn a routine, and basically this routine is, I don't know if it's this clinic or the next clinic, but one of the clinics, they teach you the routine that you're gonna need for tryouts. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Well, that was the case in my year. They might have changed the process, but like they teach you this dance routine, and this routine, they're gonna judge you on it, and basically it's gonna be part of the tryout process. And they also teach you the fight song. UCLA, our like cheer, whatever is called the fight song, you know, we fight, like that's our thing. And the fight song, the routine changes every year, but honestly it's pretty similar. Like once you know one, you know them all. Like they just change a little bit of things about it. So yeah, so the dance routine, you know, look at me, I can dance. No, I'm just kidding. That was so bad. But I can dance. Not that I can dance like in real life, but I can learn an 8 count. I can learn an 8 count, go over it and kill it. Like that was fine. They do go really fast because you're going with the dance. The dance and the cheer people learn this together, and the dance people, they know their stuff, honey. But your girl could keep up with the dance, so I'm proud of that. Then you learn the fight song. The fight song is so annoying because it's literally like tricky. Like it's literally just like a mind game of motions. But yeah, so the fight song, you know, you want to make sure your kicks are high because they have like kicks in it. You want to make sure you can at least do a back handspring. I would not, if you can't do a back handspring, I would not try out for this. I'm sorry, but I just would not. Me, you know, I could do a back tuck, but when you're learning, like I'm not about to keep doing a back tuck just in the rehearsal. I'm marking a back handspring. I'm doing a back handspring just to practice it because it's really fast. Like, college cheer, the difference, well, from where I was from, and college cheer, like it's really fast. Like we used to do back handsprings like 5, 6, 7, 8, like land on, like, you know, 5 swing, 6, you know, hands on the floor, like doing a back handspring, 7, 8. 1, like basically cleaning on 1, like finish your back handspring on 1. College time, it's like 5, 6, 7, 8, like so fast. You don't even land, actually, you just stand up immediately after you land your back handspring or your tuck or whatever. So that was fast. And then in the fight song, there's also a chair portion. Okay, so it's like you need to hit that chair, and of course everything is like your girl struggles with the chair, okay? So that was a struggle for me, but you know, eventually after some practice, I'm not gonna lie, I was getting it. So I was like, okay, cool. And so then I was fine with the fight song, okay? I was fine with it, and then they added pom-poms. You have to do all this with pom-poms, and I've never used pom-poms, okay? I did all-star cheer, and we did not have pom-poms. We made fun of pom-poms, but we had these pom-poms. And the pom-poms, I don't know if all schools are the same, but UCLA, the pom-poms, I'm gonna just use my phone as an example. It's like a bar like this, and the pom is on each side, so it's like kind of like you're holding a weight or something like that. It's not that heavy though. And you have to do a back handspring while holding the pom-poms. Okay, like that was hard to learn at first, but I kind of got used to it. Thank goodness like a back handspring wasn't hard for me, but that's what I'm saying. Like if you don't have a back handspring down packed where you can do it with something in your hands, don't waste your time, don't waste your money, chief. Yeah, that was all in the clinic. And then there was also a portion where we could do running tumbling, and you do running tumbling on this little on a basketball court floor. So it's not spring mat at all. This is dead floorboards of basketball court. And then there's also time where you can do stunting, practicing, and yeah, you know, everything for the tryout. Because okay, I've been all over the place. Sorry the story's a mess, but so was my experience. So basically when you're trying out, there's different sections. So the first section is you start off, you do running tumbling. You do running tumbling, and that's great that that's first because Lord knows that's tiring. You do your running tumbling, and then, you know, this is college cheer, so you gotta be like waving and woo, go Bruins, go Bruins, you know, waving. Okay, obviously my hands were like straight up because it's collegiate, but I don't want y'all to see my armpits right now. So yeah, so you do your running tumbling, then it's like group style, and then you do your fight song, and then you do your dance. You might do standing tumbling, like the judges will ask for that, and then you do like a stunt. You can prepare a stunt, and then you have like an interview or something like that. So Lots of people are just preparing for this thing. So after the few clinics, you know, I would like text my friends who were also trying out. One of the girls, she was trying out for the second time, and that kind of worried me because I was like, oh my gosh, like it really is becoming realer and realer that I cannot make this. Like I've never really had to try out for anything like this. And I don't know, I was just getting nervous, you know, I was getting nervous. But anywho, so we would start practicing like the 2 weeks leading up to the tryout. I think the tryouts were in like March or something like that. We would like practice on the gym floor at UCLA because tryouts are gonna be on that floor, you know. So like we would just practice on that hard floor, and like my wrists were hurting, my knees were hurting because you don't have that support from like a bouncy floor. But whatever, it did prepare us. So finally, okay, all that buildup is over. It's time for the actual tryout. So here's the real tea, or the real reason I do not currently cheer for UCLA. Okay, so leading up to the tryout, you know, girls are they're getting spray tans. I do not need that. Girls are getting I think some people actually did get their teeth whitened. People got their nails done. I was not getting my nails done. People got their eyelashes done. I was not getting my eyelashes done, but I did get weave-in. Got a weave-in, and I straightened my hair because I'm just gonna assume that this would not be okay with UCLA cheer standards. Like they want everyone to be uniform, and yeah, and I did not have a problem with that because I cheered before, and when I cheered for my gym, you couldn't wear your hair like this. It has to be pressed, and that's why I'm like, everything happens for a reason, because my hair is flourishing now, and it probably would not be flourishing if I had to straighten it like 3 times a week for a freaking game. So whatever. So yeah, I got my little weave in, I had my makeup beat, I had nice eyelashes on, like I looked the part, okay? I'm gonna see if I have like any pictures or videos from tryout day. Like I said, I wasn't really telling people because I didn't want anyone to know. Like I didn't want anyone to know. Okay, so there's 2 rounds of tryouts. I'm trying to think if there's 2 or 3 rounds. I think there's just 2 rounds. So the first round is on a mat. It's in Yates Gym, which is where like the gymnasts practice and where open gyms are. And it's on the spring mat, on the spring floor. It's pretty chill. The judges are there, so you probably have questions about like what is this judge situation. So yeah, tryouts have judges, and these judges are people who supposedly are like good or know like what a good UCLA cheerleader should be. So there are hard judges and there are easy judges. So when I say a hard judge, there's like people like, I don't even remember their names, but there are people who they are just like cheer people in the community, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, oh, I own this gym, or like I'm a cheer coach for this gym or whatever, or like I've worked at this university for cheer, or even like an old UCLA cheerleader, like people like that. There are people who are just professional judges, like people who have judged at, if you're familiar with like All-Star Cheer, people who have judged at Worlds, you know, those type of people. And then there's also just like the nice ones, you know, just, you know, Old Man John or something like that. I don't know their names, but just like a Bruin who goes to all the games and just loves the cheer team, you know, like that's like the nice judge. So there's a range of judges. I think there were maybe like 8 or 9. There's a lot of judges. So the first round is not really that intimidating because the judges are just standing up and they're just walking around like looking at you. So you want to make sure that you're always on your toes. So posture, okay, always just smiling. They want to see your teeth, okay? I don't know if they're gonna like not get you on the team if you got jacked up teeth, but I just know I was using my assets and I wanted them to know that I have a great smile, okay? So I was smiling. You want to have good teamwork, so encouraging people like, good job, or you know, not to say I was being all fake and stuff, but girl, I was trying to get on the team, so best believe I was encouraging people because I did genuinely feel it, but I wanted the judges to see that too. I think the first thing they had us do was sometimes, like, oh, mind you, you get a number, and I did recognize some of the girls from the clinics too. So you get a number, and the first thing it was like, okay, let's start out, everyone do a round off. Everyone did a round off. Okay, now do a round off back handspring if you can. So some people that already eliminated like a bunch of people. Not really eliminated, but you know, in the judges' eyes, I already knew they were, like I said, you need a back handspring. So do a round up back handspring. So I did round up back handspring. Oh, can you do round up double handspring? Round up double handspring. Round up triple handspring. I did round up triple handspring. Round up back handspring tuck. I did round up back handspring tuck. Round off tuck. I did round off tuck. Round up back handspring layout. I did round up back handspring layout. And then it's like, oh, if you can do anything other than that. So like this is when like fulls and stuff came into play. Now I did not do no full, and I guess technically I can do a full, but no. So running tumbling, I'd say I was good. Then there was standing tumbling, and it was like kind of the same thing. Like they started out with back handsprings and they did back tucks. And we just had like we had fun with it. Like it was just like a competition, a tuck circle, if you know what that is. And it was fine. Like all that stuff was good. Like I said, I'm good with that department. Then we had to do a dance, and like I said, the dance, I think we did a dance. I'm pretty sure we did, and the dance was the same. Or no, they taught us the dance at the tryout and we had to do it, but like I said, if you go to the clinic you already know the dance, so yeah. And then they wanted to see stunting, and the day one, this other guy who I'd stunted with, who wasn't really a student there, but he is an alumnus, but he's still like, he was affiliated with the cheer team. He's really strong, and so he was helping me out because, you know, I was probably like one of the heaviest people there. Also, I was the tallest person, so that made me feel a little better. So he was there on the first day, and he's like amazing to stunt with, so thank you Jesus he was there. And my stunts went fine. Like my stunts were flawless. Okay, I did chair to hands. I was doing all sorts of things. Okay, my camera overheated, but we back. So yeah, day one my stunting went really well, but like I said, the guy who was on the team, okay, for like the real tryout, or essentially what the coach wants to see is how you will work with a person who is going to be also on the team. So with a guy who is really going to be on the team, and like I said, this guy that I was stunting with, he's like an alum, you know, so he's not really going to be on the team, but somehow I slid through the first day. And literally the first day is honestly so brutal because they announce if you've made it to the second round in front of everyone, live action right at the end of the tryout. So basically after all that stuff was over, and there's no interview on the first one. After all that stuff was over, I think they do have you like introduce yourself, like you say your name or something like that. And when you say your name, you want to wave. You know, college is all about waving, college cheer. So I'm gonna turn this way so you don't really see all up in my armpit. But I would say something like, hi, my name is Jordan. Okay, I was a first year at the time. So hi, my name is Jordan. I'm a first year political science major from Washington, DC. So something like that. I didn't look as corny doing it, I promise you. Like, I had my presentation on lock, okay? I know how to smile and do the all-American thing. Something like that. I think you say your number. I don't really remember. But anyways, after you finish all that, they send you on like a water break, and that's when like the judges, I guess, deliberate. And then at the end, they say everyone's number who made it to the next round, and they're like, oh, we're sorry if we didn't say your number, you did not make it, or something like that. And I think I was one of the last numbers that was said, and I was just like, whoo! So it was a great relief. Me and all my little buddies, who we were all like rookies, or not rookies, but like trying out, and not like, because there's like new people trying out, and then the cheerleaders from the year before still have to try out again. So we all made it, and we were so excited about that. Like, oh yeah, in my head I'm like, ooh, like honestly, if I don't know if I'd rather be cut in the first round or the last round. I think with this, I'm glad I made it to the last round, because at least I can tell people that, you know, oh, I made it to the last round. This is really gone so fast. So mind you, I think the first trial was on like a Thursday, and then the second trial was on like a Saturday or Sunday, something like that. Saturday or Sunday, maybe a Sunday, because yeah, I think it was a Sunday, because we had like Friday off, and then Saturday there was like a prep for the actual tryout. So on the Saturday prep for the actual tryout, that's when we would like walk through everything. We learned the actual fight song, because mind you, now we don't really know the fight song, so we learned the actual fight song that we're gonna have to know for the thing, because we don't really know the routine. This whole time we've been learning the fight song from the previous year, so this tryout you're learning the fight song for the upcoming year. So we learned the fight song, hard as hell, but I learned it, and I was practicing that mess all night. Like all night, me and like my friends or whatever, or like the other girls, we were practicing it. And then they sent an email out with a routine, like a video, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like, are we gonna have to do this at the freaking tryout? And yes, and it's like, if you've ever learned a routine by video, it's kind of hard, because you have to figure out that the person is facing where you're facing, so you have to kind of do everything backwards and whatever. It was cool though, because I learned it. Somehow I learned it, and like we were all just going over it together. We were recording ourselves, looking at ourselves. We were honestly, everyone in the process with me was super supportive, you know what I mean? This practice thing, the person, like I said, there's only like 3 possible people that I can stunt with. Oh, this is what I didn't mention. Okay, so basically after you find out that you make it to the next round, the coach is like, okay, girls or guys or whatever, you need to choose your stunting partner. Now, for me, it wasn't really like choosing, okay? It was kind of just like giving this guy the sorry look. I'm sorry, but you know I'm the only one that it's compatible. Like it just worked that way. And like, he was cool or whatever, so it was fine. Like, it wasn't like anything bad, I know. But the thing is, the coach had this rule that it was like, oh, you can only stunt with two girls per guy, like da-da-da. And of course I was like the third, and I was kind of just like, well, no one else can lift me. And I didn't actually say this, but I'm sure he knew. So he's like, oh, like Jordan is the exception or something like that. So I got him, and then I also got another guy. And this other guy who I got assigned to, I had never stunted with him, like, ever, okay, ever. So, and then it was time for like the practice. So when it was like the practice day before the actual tryout, if y'all are following this story, shout out to you, because I know I suck at explaining things, but it was a practice day before the tryout. So again, this is the day when we're learning the fight song for real. This is the day when we're just practicing for the actual tryout. The new guy who I had never stunted with before was not there. And I was like, okay, like, I mean, like I said, I wasn't really tripping about stunting anyways, because I was just like, honestly, it's either gonna go or it's not gonna go. And I was really contemplating like if I even still wanted to do it, because my hair was sweating out. I had to redo my hair. I was so sore from the tryout that I'd taken a bunch of Advil, and I was still very sore. I was sore after the day before the tryout. I was really sore, and I was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna do this tryout if I'm so sore? And I just took like a really cold shower. I wanted to take an ice bath, but you know, dorms. And I just like prayed or whatever. So day of the tryout, you could have friends in the audience or whatever. I think I told my friends, like low-key told them, because they kind of asked me like, why'd you get this weave, or like, why'd you know, like it was becoming obvious. And I told them, but I don't think they could come to the tryout or something. But people's parents came, like kids who were from out of town, their parents came from out of town. And I'm not talking about like a little hours away, like no, their parents got on a flight. And I was like, wow, like, ooh, tryout day, you know, glammed up again. And I get there early. I thought I was getting there early. There was hella people there before me. Oh, the boy who wasn't there the first day, he was there of course he was there for tryout. And like, I practiced with him or whatever. I think it ends up working. We do like this basic thing, because also everyone kept telling me, another tip was like, don't really go for difficulty. They want something clean, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, they don't want you to do like a crazy bow and arrow and it be like bobbly. Like, if you can just do a heel stretch and it'll be solid, like just do that. And I was like, sure. I mean, I can only do the basic stuff anyways, so let's just pray that it works and pray that it's clean. Yeah, and like I said, like the other person, I had practiced with him, so it was pretty solid. I'm like, oh yeah, like we got this. And the other person, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, like never stunted with him before, really. Like, let's hope this works. Like, da-da-da. So how does a tryout go? I'm in like the first group of 4, and my number was 2. I remember that. I was number 2. So yeah, we go out first. Okay, it was kind of weird. Like, not gonna lie, I kind of felt like cattle, because the way the coach phrased it, he was like, oh, like first we want everyone to go out so the judges can look at you. Like, look at me, like what the hell? So oh, what you wear to tryouts. Okay, hold on, I gotta use the bathroom, but I'll be back. My camera just keeps overheating, and that just means the story is so long, but whatever. Okay, honestly, I probably should have written a bunch of stuff down, but I just didn't have time for that. But anyways, appearance and like what I suggest you wear to tryouts. So your hairstyle, I think they kind of have stuff on the website as to like what you can and can't wear, or like what they suggest. But definitely wear your hair down, you know, because they like, it's a requirement to wear your hair down. So it's like, don't really try out with your hair in a ponytail, because they want to see if you can do it with your hair down. Like, and there is a difference when tumbling in a ponytail and with your hair down, like trust me, especially when you have a weave. You got to make sure that leave out is covered after you flipped your hair. So yeah, wear your hair down. Also wear a sports bra and like booty shorts. I would not wear leggings. I would not wear a shirt, because they're uniforms, your stomach is exposed, so they want to see how you look with a like a sports bra on, because that's basically all you're wearing. And you can take that however you want to take it. I'm not about to comment on that. Yeah, they also said that they don't, you know, they want girls to tan, you know, because they don't want people to be looking pale. Like, we're in Southern California, so they, you know, there's like a brand. You see it has a brand, you have to fit the brand. You're going to be a brand representative if you're going to cheer, so you need to represent the UCLA brand. If you don't want to represent the UCLA brand the way the tradition is, then I guess don't even try out, because that's a main part of the job as a cheerleader. And they also recommend you wear like school colors, because it also gives them an idea of what you would look like in the uniform. So I wore like a blue polka dot Nike sports bra, really cute by the way, and I wore just black like compression shorts. Basically the first thing you do, we like ran a lap or something. They like watched us run a lap. Super weird, like I said, but whatever. Then it was time for you to run out. So basically when you run out, you run, you do your tumbling pass, and you like do a little, you know how like after, if you're an all-star cheerleader, you know, like after you tumble, sometimes you do like a little pose at the end, or like, you know, something a little snappy. Yeah, you do that, but not sassy at all, you know, college cheer. So very like, ignore my armpits, very wavy, you know, yeah. So, or like some, you know, they'll yell like, "Go Bruins," like after you do it. Now me, you know, I'm not used to that, so I was freaking winded after I did my tumbling pass. I did a front walkover, round off, back handspring step out, round off, back handspring tuck. You know, you want to make it a little fancy. And I pulled that tuck out of my booty, like it was so hard on a gym floor. And then I landed and I did a wave and I said like, "Go Bruins," and I was out of breath. So my Go Bruins, whoo, that came from Jesus, because it was hard. And you know, the crowd is really nice, like they're cheering for you or whatever. And then you go back to like your little spot. I think they have tape on the floor. After that we did the fight song, and so then that's when our guy partners came out. The fight song, thank goodness, it went fine. I did my standing tuck, it was great. I hit my chair, it was great. Like I hit my stunt, which I was shocked, but it was really great. Like, and I really think all the credit goes to the guy, because I don't even think at that point I was really trying. I just wanted to get it over with. Like I was so nervous, but I kept my smile, and I think it went really well. And the reason why I think it went well is because usually when people mess up, they'll make you do it again. The judges will ask you to do it again, or they'll be like, "Oh, can we see everyone standing tucks again?" And you know, you can get really tired, and I was scared that was gonna happen to me, but it didn't. So great on that. And that was over, and then you go back. And then the next round goes. And then the next time we went out, it was for our stunt. Either dance or stunt. I think either way, like we did that. And so the first thing was the stunt, and that was, I think, where I really messed up. That's like the part that I messed up on basically. We were just gonna do a chair to hands and then like a pop off, and I was gonna like spin as my dismount. I did not hit that. We did not hit the chair the first time, and that was fine. Like I just smiled it off, you know, because I don't want to see you like frown up or whatever. So I smiled it off. We tried again, and we hit, and I did the spin, and it was fine. Like we didn't even practice the spin. Like I just said I was gonna do it, and he fell right in place, and it was perfect. Yeah, that worked out. But the only thing was I didn't hit it on the first time, so I'm sure I lost points, like a bunch of points for that, because it wasn't like a little bobble. It was to ground. I mean, I didn't hurt myself, but it fell. I was just like, ooh. Oh, it's kind of over. And then the other guy came out, and because I wasn't really nervous for that one. I was nervous for the other guy that I hadn't really practiced with, but you know, things happen. Like it just wasn't working. And then the other guy came and I hit it with him the first time, and I was like, wow, like I was not expecting this. But mind you, my stunts also were not difficult. Like it was literally the basics. So I think that also played a really big part in it. And then after that, we had our interview. It's been a long day. Everyone is tired. I know I am. I'm sore, okay? Like, it was just a lot, but it's time for the interview. Yeah, we were sitting down for the interview part, which was nice because I was tired, like I said. And my interview question, so literally reminded me so much like a pageant or something like that, but you know, that's how this cheer world is. Everyone has the same question. My camera just keeps overheating, and that just means the story is so long. The interview question was like, name a time or tell us about a time when you had to handle doing more than one thing at once. And the person in front of me who was already on the cheer team, she gave really good answers. She was just talking about her experience on the cheer team this the past year saying that she had a lot of responsibilities, like talking about time management. I took it a totally different way. I just said that, oh, I used to work at Hollister, and so I'm used to like multitasking, like, you know, having to have like a good presentation for the customer, but also keeping an eye out, being aware of my surroundings. Because I was just like, oh, that kind of relates to like cheer. Like when you're at a game, you need to always be mindful of like how you look and like your demeanor, but you also need to look around your surroundings. Like, you don't want a football player to run into you. Like, so that's kind of where I took it, but I don't know. I don't think there's like really a right answer to any of these. I just want to know like your personality and if you can speak, because you're, besides being on like the sidelines and doing like halftime routines, you will also be like representing UCLA if you cheer for them, like going to like community service events or speaking to donors or stuff like that. So they just wanted to see if you could talk, basically. Yeah, so I think I did okay in the interview part. And basically after the day was over, I think we all had like a hoorah. No, we didn't have a party. We just like all talked or whatever and said good luck. Blah, blah, blah. That night, the judges were going to release who made the team and who did not. And they were going to do that online, and they were going to put your number on there. Again, the nerves hit. But it's also nice that they do it like pretty soon. Like, I like how you don't have to wait like a long time. We all wish each other luck or whatever. After my stunt fell, I really wasn't like thinking that I was gonna make the team, quite frankly. Like, it did not come as a shock when I didn't see my number. I know it was like everyone from my group, only one person from my group made it, because like I said, I was number 2 and they were like groups of like 4 or 5. So I remember like 1, which was like the girl who was there last year, 1, and then the next number was like 6. Like, it was like a big drop, and I was like but yeah, so I didn't make it. I did cry, but like, looking back, I think you know, like when you don't get things, you do cry. Well, I cry. I guess I'm an emotional person. Like, if I apply for a job and I don't get it or something like that, like, I'll cry. If I get fired from a job, I'll cry. So of course I cry, because I did put like a lot of effort into this, but I also feel like everything happens for a reason. I guess I more so was upset because my mom got all excited about it. And my mom has a big mouth, so I'm pretty sure she probably told people that I was like trying out or whatever. And also, like, even my first year, like all my aunts and stuff were asking like, oh, why don't you cheer? Because they knew that like I was a cheerleader and stuff. And yeah, I mean, so I did kind of feel like I let like my family down. But honestly, like, co-ed cheer is not for everyone. So I guess like another tip is like, know what type of cheer it is. Like, when you go to the school, like if you've already been accustomed to like all girls cheer and you're like not a flying type, then I would recommend that you probably wouldn't be able to cheer on a co-ed team, just because they don't really need people who are like bases or back spots. They just need flyers, and that's just how it is. So I feel like co-ed cheer is only really like flyer friendly. Well, that's kind of like a fact, because only girls can fly. That's pretty much it. People have asked like would I consider trying out again. After my second year of seeing like how much I've flourished at UCLA while not being on the cheer team, I've kind of decided that I really have like outgrown cheer. Like, it was definitely a great thing that I did in the past, and I still keep some of the lessons with me, but I just feel like I've outgrown it. Like, you know, like I'm almost 21 years old. Like, I'm kind of like past the cheerleader phase in my life. Yeah, so with that being said, I would not try out again. And I also don't think if I tried out again, I would also make it, because I'm still 5'9". Okay, the guys who do cheer are not that strong, or not strong enough for me, because we're probably the same weight, you know what I'm saying? So I do think that if you can fly and it's only like a minor thing why you didn't make the team, then I would suggest you try out again if you still want to do it. But like, if you don't have a back handspring and you can't stunt, like, don't just do it because you think you just have to be cute. Like, it's way more than that, you know? I'm trying to think what other questions that I've gotten about like cheer. Oh, like, obviously with every cheer team there's like controversy, especially with UCLA, because I think there's only like one black cheerleader. So of course, like, I wanted to be some representation up in there, but like I said, it's fine. Like, it's not a big deal anymore, and I honestly find it funny now that I tried out and did not make it. That's it for this video. Definitely, if you have questions, leave them in the comments down below, or follow me on Instagram and DM me. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. It's been a while since I like sat in front of the camera, so I was kind of awkward, I feel. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see y'all in the next video. Oh, and please follow me on Instagram, and remember, subscribe, because once we get to 5K, I'm gonna do a giveaway. We're so close to 5K, so let's keep that up. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Bye.